Thank you very much for coming for another session of SQL. The last time we stopped with looking at how we use the word distinct. So we shall continue from there. We shall continue from that, right? We know the general SQL format. We said that when we run in queries, we start with the word select, and that is followed by the word from. These two words we said are mandatory. So we'll see a few variants of how we can, or what we can do when we've run a query on a data set. So let me share my screen now, and then we go to Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, cool. So we can perform calculations using SQL. We can also perform calculations. Let me see which database we can use here. We can use, let's see. Let's select AdventureWorks and see whether we can make use of that. We first of all see. Let's see if we can have something here to make calculations with. Can you see the tables in the database?
Yes.
Okay, so from these tables that you see, which ones do you think we can make calculations on? Now, to make calculations, we need figures, right?
Yeah. Sales.
Which ones do you think we can make calculations on? Yeah, somebody says sales. Yeah, that's true. We can make calculations on finance. We can make calculations on sales. Which other ones? Let me see if there are any other ones. Finance, sales. We could probably make calculations on quota or inventory. I don't know what is there in the database. I don't know what is it actually there, but we can find out. Yeah. So let's say we choose the finance database, the finance table. Let's say we choose the finance table. And then let's just see what we have there, okay? So this is the finance table. Let me. And let's execute this to see what is this okay? Yeah, that could be fine. But I didn't really want this. I just wanted us to select top 10. You remember this query, right? Let's execute this instead. This just gives us the first 10 rows. And so from these 10 rows, we see that there are a number of attributes here. But on which of these attributes do you think we can make calculations? Is there anyone on which we can make calculations?
Amount.
Amount.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we can make calculations on amounts. We can make calculations on amounts. Okay. So let's see. Assuming that we want, okay, let me choose another table. Let's see another table. I want something more exciting, a little bit more exciting. Let me see if I can choose another table. Somebody said sales. Where is the sales table? Did somebody say sales earlier on?
Yes, I said sales.
Which of the sales tables were you referring to?
Internet sales.
Internet sales.
Oh, okay, okay. Where is that? I can't see. Where is internet sales?
Fact internet sales.
Can you see it? Okay, if you can see it, let me run that query and let's see. Fact internet sales. Let's see that. Let's see what kind of things we have there. This looks a little bit more exciting, doesn't it? But let's see, it has unit price, it has extended amount, it has discount, it has product standard cost, total cost, sales amount, tax amount. So this has got a whole lot of things that we can make calculations on, right?
Yes.
It has a whole lot of things, a whole lot of things. But I'm actually just going to restrict our calculations to aggregate, basically aggregate functions, and maybe one or two simple calculations. We'll restrict it to a few aggregate functions. Do we all know what aggregate functions are?
No.
Okay. You use aggregate functions on a daily basis. You use them, you use these things daily. These are the kind of functions you say maximum, minimum, minimum. You have sum, you have average, you have count. Yeah, so these are some aggregate functions, okay? Aggregate functions. And we shall also look at an interesting concept. We shall also look at an interesting concept called comparison operators. So we will mix and match these things to form something nice. But let's first of all look at just the aggregate functions on a standalone basis. Let's look at it on a standalone basis. Now, remember the SQL format. Let me see if I can bring that up. The format. Somebody didn't post the last notes I sent. No, the second notes, the second set of notes was not posted. I can't find it here. Let me see if it is here. This is what we did the last time, right? No. Okay, I can find it. I can't find one of the notes I sent out. The second, this is the first one I sent. This is the last one. I can't find the second one. What I'm looking for is in the second batch. Not a problem. Let's carry on. So assuming we just have, we want to say, for example, we know the SQL format. We know that we have select. Then that is followed by what? By from. Then what comes next? Who can tell us what comes next? We have where.
Oh,
We have where. What comes after where? Yep. Can somebody help us? Select from where? Select from where? What comes next?
Having.
Having. Okay. What comes after having? What comes after having? Are you sure it's having? Are you sure it's having? We have select, from, where, group by, having, and order by. Now, if you are running the full query set, it has to follow this format. You can't mix them up. If you are running the full, select, from, where, group by, having, order by. It has to follow this specific format. However, like we all know, only the first two are mandatory. Select and from. The others are used as and when needed. As, when, and how needed. Right? So the others can be used. The others don't need to follow. But if you are doing the full, if you want to run the full statement, then it has to follow that format. Okay? Right. So let's assume, for example, that we want to do something here. Let me take this out for now. And let's say we want to select what should we use? Which column should we use? We can use we can use sales amount, right? Select Okay, let's say select sales amount. And this is where we are restricting the columns, right? You know we can restrict columns. Sales amount. From. What is the name of the database? Fact Finance. Facts. Internet. Fact Internet Sales. Now, if I run this query, it will give me all of the sales amounts in the internet sales table. But is that really what we want to do? That is not what we want to do. So let's assume we want to use aggregate functions. And we say select maximum sales amount. Maximum sales amount. So when we run this query now, let's see what we have. This is the maximum sales amount in the table. Right? In much the same way, we can get the minimum sales amount just by making this min. And that gives us this value. Right? And so as you can see, we can get all the other ones. We can get sum of the sales amount, sum, the total sum. So your manager asks you to find out how much sales they've made in a year. Simple query. And then you get it. What is the average? Average. What is the average? That's the average value of sales. And how many sales, specific sales were made? How many sales? So that is count of sales. $60,398 sales were made. Okay. So let me run all of these queries together. We'll have these values here. Now, in SQL, there's, remember when we started, on the first, is it either the first or second week, we said we can give aliases. I don't know if you remember. I'm not sure if I asked if we have nicknames. We can give aliases to things in SQL. So for example, here we want this thing here, the first one gives us this value. But look at it. If you want to run a report on this, does this make sense?
No.
It doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't make sense. So you wouldn't know what is what. So it's best to use what we call in SQL as aliases, what you will call in layman's term as nickname. So maximum sale amount. Well, let me make this max sale amount. You see, I use the word as. That is used in denoting aliases. So the alias can be what you want to call that thing. You can decide to call it anything that you choose. So I can decide to call this Godwin. Right? What do you want to call it? Some. Come on. Now be careful with these words. You see, when I just, if I were to just write this, you see that this is straight away highlighted because this in SQL terms is a keyword. The count is a particular kind of word recognized by SQL. So you don't want to make the mistake of making it a word in your literal expression. That means these kind of words, yeah, the word, your chosen words. You don't want to make the mistake of using the keywords in your own chosen words. So here, that's why I have put these as underscores to differentiate. So it creates a difference. Alternatively, you could use what is called a backtick. Who knows what a backtick is? Who knows what a backtick is?
No idea.
Okay. If you look on your keyboard, computer keyboard,
Yeah.
above the tab key,
Yeah.
you would see three signs, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of them slants diagonally to the, it slants from top left to down right. It's diagonally, it slants a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the backtick.
Oh, okay.
So for example, I could put this in a backtick. I could put this in a backtick and it would also show a difference. Yeah, but I don't need it now. Okay, so let's run these again and see if this time our report would make a bit of sense. I'm sure it would. So now you can easily present this to your manager if you were asked to present these figures, wouldn't you? It will make sense. Whoever you are presenting this to would understand what you mean. Okay. Any questions so far? Any questions so far?
No.
Okay. Moving on from this, we can also do what is called calculated fields. Calculated fields. Is it EI or IE? Oh God, this spelling. No.
IE.
It's IE, isn't it? Calculated fields. What are calculated fields? Now, these are fields that we can draw calculations from. So let's go back to this query and see if we can make any calculations on this. Let's see if we can make any calculations on this. Oh no, this is too big a table. Let me use the other one. This is a little bit smaller, isn't it? Yeah, this will make it a little bit easy for us to understand. So this is from the finance table, okay? So these are amounts. We don't really know what kind of amounts they are. We don't know what it is, but we can certainly make calculations on these. Rather, let me look for something else. Let me look for something else. Let's see salesperson, whether they are paid and how they are paid. Let's see salesperson. We have salesperson table here. Oh, wait, let me connect my charger. Right, I'm back. Let's see if there's a salesperson. Sales territory. We don't have salespersons.
Reseller and employee.
Okay, employee. Let's see employee. Okay. Let's see if employees receive salaries. Let's just see. Let's just see if they receive salaries. We can easily make calculations on salaries, right? From dim employee. Let's see if this would work. Hire date, date of birth, email address, contact, base rates. Yes, I think we can make base rates. Pay frequency. Okay. Vacation hours, hours of, it doesn't tell us how many hours they work or how they are paid. That is the problem. Okay, let me choose another database. Let me choose another database.
Wow.
Okay, I think we can use this one. I can use this. Yeah. Can use this one. You don't have this database, but don't worry. Just so you see, select. Let's look at this one and see. So here we have a value of pay. We have a pay type. We have a value of pay. We have a pay type. The pay type tells us whether they are paid hourly. If they are paid hourly, this is their hourly pay. So assuming they work 30 hours, we can simply multiply this by 30 to get their pay, right? And their annual salary too is here. So we can, pardon, somebody's talking?
Welcome to the Wi-Fi. Let me tell you how it worked from having.
Hello?
Arion, I've muted the person.
Okay. Where from this window? Okay, so let's say we have this. Let's just take this out. And instead of say top 10, we say that we want the pay elements. Pay elements ID. That's what we want that. We want the person ID because we need to know whose pay we are talking about. And also we want their pay value. Right? So this would give us that. This would give us that. Now, assuming, for example, that out of this, we just want those who receive salaries. Here, some of them are, okay, let me add this type. Let me add this to it. Pay type. Pay type. You see, some people receive salaries, some people are hourly paid. Right? Assuming that we want just those who receive salaries, what shall we do? We want just those who receive salaries.
Is it a limit?
Limits? How will you use limit that to do that? Limit is to limit the number of roles
Yeah.
that are produced. And that is used in my SQL, not SSMS.
I'm just trying to see how we can restrict just the salary.
Okay, so what did we say is used in restricting the roles that are produced? Role selection. Before we come to calculated fields, let me do role selection. Let me take this out first. We will come back to role selection, but let's for now, yeah? How do we get that? We've talked about this. So the second week we spoke about this. The first and second week. If you look at the structure of the SQL commands, we said the first two are mandatory, and we've seen how to use the first two. What about the others? Which one of them do you think can be used? And I gave you what each one can be used to do. Remember? Okay, let me help you. The where command. Where? Now, the where command is quite a big command, but we are looking at it just simply in this particular instance. We will come back to it to see what it can fully do. Now, we did mention right from the very first 2 weeks that the where command is used in filtering roles subject to some condition. We use it to filter roles subject to some condition. Right? So what condition are we going to apply here to just get those who receive salaries? Now, what kind of attribute is salary?
Pay type.
Pay type. Okay, so let's start from there. Where pay type?
Pay type is salary.
Where pay type?
Where pay type equals salary.
Where pay type equals salary. And this has to be in quotation marks. And remember, it has to be written exactly as it is written in the database. So it cannot, I can't write this as salary. Right? It wouldn't, if we run this query, nothing is going to happen. Just watch. Run this query, nothing is going to happen. Right? Because we've used the wrong word. There is nothing like salary in the database. It is written as salaried. So this gives us all the people who receive salaries.
I thought it will only come up red when it's wrong.
Where is it wrong? Which one is wrong?
No, salaried it's red. I thought that it highlights it when there's an error. Like when you're typing.
Salaried, look at it is in quotation marks, right?
Yeah, but
okay.
If we put salary there, which is wrong, it's still red. So I thought it actually highlights red when it's wrong.
This red is not, it underlines when it's wrong.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Okay, so who can tell me why this is underlined red? This year, dim employee. Why is it underlined? Is it wrong? technically, is dim employee wrong? It's underlined red. Who can explain why it's underlined red? Oh, come on. Pride. There are a few other things underlined red. Maybe that would help you. Why are these underlined red? They were not underlined red before, were they?
No, we were not. They are not SQL languages.
Oh, come on. No, that is not the reason why. Okay, I'm going to do something else. Watch what I'm doing. Please watch.
It's massive, it's amazing, it's luxury, it's luxe, it's got all the sports.
Can you see something? Is dim employee still underlined red?
Can you do it again, please?
Okay. Is dim employee underlined red?
Yes.
Okay.
Because of changing of the database.
Yes, I've changed the database. I've changed the database to some other database where these words are not known.
Okay.
But I've brought it back into a database where these words are known, and all of a sudden it is correct. And you would see that these ones from a different database are rather looking like they are not correct. Right? So the word where the word is underlined red, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a mistake. It could be that it is in a different database. So like now we are working from multiple databases, right? So it might be that it's in a different database.
Can you work with more than one database at a time?
Of course. I've changed database now.
No, I mean without changing, as in, can you?
No, you have to
get
change.
everything? Okay. So that means you're still working with one database at a time then?
Yeah.
Okay.
So why did you said what was the reason why salary is red? You said it was for what reason? Because it's in quotes?
It's what is it called? It's a string. It is a string type of character.
Okay.
Of data, right? And it is in quotation marks. Okay. So the words within the tables, the words that are used within the tables, right? Let me comment this out. And let me just run this. No, it wouldn't give me what I want. Okay, let's do this. Yeah, I don't want to have to write everything again. Let's do this, and I'm going to comment this out. Select all from pay elements. I think this should run quite okay. So I'm selecting all. Right now, these words here that are within the tables, these were hourly paid. Null is a special word, so forget about null. I can't find any other one. Okay, so they are just two, salaried and hourly paid. These ones, strings within the table, if you want to use them, you must put them in quotation marks. And they would normally appear as being what? Red. Okay, So if you come here, let's see what is in this. Let's see what is inside this database. Let's see what is here. Are there any? Okay, so for example, I want to write the names of these people: Guy Gilbert, Kevin Brown, assistant, marketing assistant, engineering manager. All of these things are called literals, and they have to be put in this kind of format. Okay. Okay, let's go back to what we were doing. So when we run this, this is what we have. Now, what can we do with this? These are their yearly. Why is my battery low? I thought I had plugged this in.
Turn the switch on.
Thank God. Okay. So these are the yearly salaries. Can we find monthly salary? Can we find weekly salary? Let's see. What can we do if we want to find monthly salary? This is the yearly value salary. So what can we do if we want to find monthly salary?
Where pay type equals monthly. If there's a pay type there that is monthly.
No, the pay type, the pay values are yearly values. So we want
we
to
can
find,
divide it by 12.
what do we divide by 12?
The pay value.
Beautiful. Beautiful. That's all you do. So come here. It should still, it's not part of the words within in the attributes, but you can create an attribute for that. So you pay value, divided by 12. And let's call it
As month.
Yeah, as monthly salary. Right? And let's see whether this would run and make sense. All of a sudden, we have calculated people's monthly salaries. So it doesn't matter how many rows of data you have. You could be given 1 billion rows of data, and you are told, OM or Lovette, or what's the name of this lady? Okay, UM is our go-to person. So let's use UM. Let's calculate the monthly salary of all the workers in this organization. Just run one simple query, and some people will be thinking, how did he do that? Within a few seconds, he has calculated all salaries, monthly salary of everybody. How did he? This guy is a genius. We didn't know that you just use one small query to do it. Yeah. So these are the kind of things when you are working with SQL, you could, in fact, you would be doing, possibly doing things like this, right? Any questions? We can find a weekly salary, can't we?
Yeah.
We can find, what do we do to find a weekly salary?
change 12 to 52.
Change 12 to 52.
Alias.
Pay value. Is pay value. Pay value divided by 52 as weekly salary. As weekly salary. And you have this. So that's pretty simple, isn't it? You know what everybody's taking home every week. In the same way, if we were to find those who were working, okay, let me copy this. Hourly pay. Hourly pay. Pay type is hourly pay. Is it hourly or hour pay? Let's try that, hourly pay. It will not work if that is not what is in the database, but let's see. I don't know, I've forgotten what it was there. Let's see. Okay, it didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work. Hourly pay. Let's see what is there. How is it called?
Why doesn't it autofill? Is it because it's a string?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to see how that is represented. So you see how important it is to write the words exactly as they are written. Hourly paid. Hourly paid. Okay, so let's see. Hourly paid. And we need to change some of these things. Select the pay element, pay person ID, pay value, pay type. Okay. From pay elements, where pay type is hourly paid. Select pay element ID, person ID, pay value, pay type. And we get the hourly paid workers. Right? We get the hourly paid workers. So if somebody, for example, worked 40 hours a week, how can we calculate their weekly salary? How can we calculate their weekly salary? Any idea? 40 hours a week.
Pay value times 40.
Who is talking?
Swing.
Wayne.
Yeah.
Okay. The rest talk. Oh. And how do we write the times in this particular instance?
Star. Asterisk.
Pay value times 40 as weekly pay. And this is what we have. So if you want to find, and they pay tax, 10% or 20% tax, 5% national insurance contribution, you can do all of those calculations in SQL. All of those calculations. So you have your pay value minus your tax. So we can say, okay, let's see. Hourly pay as weekly pay. Now weekly pay, 20% of weekly pay is what? Tax, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so weekly pay times, how do we write 20%?
20 percentage sign?
No.
0.20.
0.2. As
Do you have to declare the alias before you use it, or is it going to calculate it anyway?
it's going to calculate it.
Okay.
Why is this underlined? Invalid column name weekly pay. Why is it underlined? Okay, it's not in the table. It's an alias, so it doesn't recognize it. So how do we get pay value? Okay, so we can use pay value times 40 times 0.2. Do you get that? Pay value times 40. That gives us the weekly pay, right? It knows pay value in the table. Pay value times 40. Pay value times 40 times 0.2 as tax.
Yeah, that's why I was asking if you have to declare it, because I was thinking it would be long if you have to do a complicated calculation.
So let's run this and see whether that will work. Yep. So it's going to take 83 pounds or 83 naira or whatever from this person. And like that. And then you can calculate their net income by subtracting this from that. Right? But again, you would have to go the long-winded.
Exactly. Because I was going to say.
Yeah. Because mind you, these are aliases. So he doesn't recognize these names within the table.
Is all SQL languages don't recognize alias, or just?
Yeah, aliases are just temporary words that are used.
Okay. So they're used for that.
They are not
for that
declared.
command.
They are not declared within the table.
Okay.
It's like, is it Wayne who just spoke?
Yeah.
Do you have a nickname?
Yeah.
Do you want to share with us?
No.
Okay, shall I give you one?
Wayne M. Wayne M.
Waynham. Okay. Do you have Waynham in your passport?
No, it's long.
Okay. So assuming you want to travel with your passport and you get to immigration and you give your name as Waynham, what do you think would happen?
Oh, The rugby tackle me.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the exact same thing that is happening here. Okay. So let's see. Let's make some progress. Now let's come to the where clause proper. The where clause. Now we are going to study the where clause. Like I said, it's a big clause. We would need at least 2 lessons to be able to finish the where clause, 2 or more lessons. Now, under this, we would now look at the first part we will look at is comparison operators. I think I wrote it out somewhere earlier on. Let me see if it's there. Okay, I deleted it. The where clause. So we know what the where clause is used for. It's used in role selection, right? You declare whatever it is that you want to appear, whichever roles you want to appear, you declare them within your where clause. So for example, here, we wanted the hourly paid workers to appear. So we selected the attribute that showed what we wanted to appear. We said within the where clause, we selected the attributes that showed what we wanted to appear. And we equated them. But is it only equal sign that we can use? Maybe, maybe not. So let's see the variants of the where clause.
Plus, minus, less than, more than.
The first one is what Wayne was just saying, and these are called comparison operators. The second one we call range comparison. Range. The third we call set membership. Set membership. The fourth is called pattern match. And the fifth and last is a null test. Okay, so let's look at the first one. What are comparison operators? What are they? Wayne already started mentioning some. We have equal sign. Hold on, guys. Let me check who is at my door. Just check who is at my door. Sorry, I have some dogs who think the street belongs to them. Don't want anybody to pass. The next one is, who can give us some examples? Comparison. Comparison.
Greater than.
Any other one?
Greater than equals to.
Any other one? Okay, so these are the comparison operators. Let's see what these mean. We all know what this one means, right? What does this one mean?
Greater than, equals to, greater than.
So this is equal. This one is what?
Greater than.
No?
Oh, sorry, less than.
Less than.
Less than. And the next one?
Greater than.
Greater than. So these are the comparison approaches, right? And the next one is?
Less than or equals to.
Less than. The next one is greater than or equal to.
The way the tiles are arranged, the different sizes, how would anyone build a wall like this?
You're the architect.
The next one is what? Who knows what the next one is?
Same or so, equal value or so. Not greater, not equal to.
So what does that mean?
Same value. Or same as, so equal, same as, yeah. I've forgotten the term for it.
No. Not equal to. And the next one is?
I thought that was not equal to.
This should be not equal to that.
So the last two are the same thing.
Okay. That's what threw me in.
The last two are the same thing.
I think is there one that is double equal signs?
Okay, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
In programming language,
Yeah, that's
we use this. When we use equal to, it's just an assignment. We use in assigning statements of values. So when we want to do equal to in programming language, it is the double equal to. Right. So, but we are not. So when we do this in programming language, this is equal to. Right. But when we do this in programming, real programming language, this is assignment. Okay. Now, what is that? So we can, for example, look at some of these things and say, let's go back to AdventureWorks and see whether we can use something from AdventureWorks. Let's go back to AdventureWorks. And then maybe we can use the fact internet sales table again. We can use that to see if we can run some queries on that using this. using a comparison table. So let's assume that we want to select all from, let me just copy one of these. Let's first of all run this again and see what we have in there. And let's see what we have. We have, okay, we have sales amount, okay? What did we say is the maximum sales amount? Let's check to see. We can actually make use of those things. Oh, those values are gone now, right? But let's say, somebody should choose a figure here. Somebody should choose a figure.
The first one.
Okay, I'll choose 3399.99.
Okay.
3399.99. So let's say we want to find is that internet sales we run or okay. Let's come down here. Internet sales. Yeah, internet sales. Select all from internet sales where, let's use where sales amount. Sales amount is equal to 3399.99. Right? Let's see what would happen. Whether we will get this. Yep. So for all of these ones, look at it. All of them have got sales amount. Where is the sales amount? All of them have got sales amount to be equal to 3399.99. All of these. So in much the same way, what is the next comparison operator? Which one did we? The next comparison is what? Less than. So let's say we want to run where the sales amount is less than this value. Less than. $58,600 rows. So there are a lot of sales amount is less than all these sales amounts, less than this figure. What of sales amount greater than? What would that give us? So you see, you can run queries like this. These are actually you running reports for your organization. They want you to see what, give us the all sales values below a certain value or above a certain value, right? What other one can you use? Greater than or equal to. Let's do that okay, let's do that one more. And then greater than or equal to. Greater than or equal to. And that gives us some more values here, right? And not equal to. Let's do not equal to as the last one.
All but one.
Pardon?
It will show you all but one.
So all these values here, all these ones results here, they don't have that figure as the sales amount. They don't have that figure as the sales amount. Okay. Any questions so far?
No.
No questions. Beautiful. No questions. What is the next one? The next one is range comparison. Okay. We can actually do a compound comparison. We can do a compound comparison. So that just occurred to me actually. So for example, where sales amount is something and another attribute, total product cost, for example, is greater than something. So compound comparison. Yeah, that's beautiful, isn't it? We can compare more than one attribute. So in all of these, we've only been looking at one attribute. So let's see, we have compound comparison. Compound comparison. So we say where sales amount is equal to that, and, oh gosh, I didn't want to use the and statement. But I've already said it, so let me use it. And total product cost. Total product cost. Total product cost. Is less than something. And total product costs less than, say, somebody give me a value. 2171. 2171.2942. 2942. Let's see if this would work. It should actually. If there is that case, it should work. Unless maybe one of them is not existing. Oops. One of them is not existing, then it wouldn't. Yeah, we got something. We really did get something. So This is a compound comparison. We've compared more than one attribute, sales amount and total product costs. We see sales amount is this, and total product cost is less than that. So all of these, if you compare the two things, you would get this. And as a matter of fact, we can increase the attributes that we declare within the word cross under the compound comparison syntax. We can increase them, right? Any questions so far? No questions? Can somebody write another query using a compound comparison? Can somebody give us a query? Can somebody give us a query? Let me see who and who do I have on this call. Who and who do we have on the call?
Where product key.
Okay, hold it.
Sorry, someone else.
No, you go on.
Okay.
I just want to start writing it.
Okay.
Where
product key.
Let me get my. Where product key.
Yeah.
Where products key, yeah.
Yeah, equals 346.
Where product key is equal to 346.
And sales amount.
And sales amount
is greater than 3399.
Sales amount is greater than 3399, right?
3399, yes.
Okay. Okay, cool. Let's run this and see. Now, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Is 3399 in the table?
No.
Okay, beautiful. Don't worry. I know it's not there, but that's why. And so I like the way you chose that figure.
Okay.
And it has given us some results, right?
Yeah.
The question I asked there, is it Wayne?
Yeah.
Okay, the question I asked Wayne now, who can explain why I asked him that question? Whether 3399 is in the table.
Is this because it has to be the way it's presented on the table?
Which has to be, but 3399 is not in the table. It's 3399 point something, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, so 3399 is not in the table.
I think I was answering the question you asked him. Why did you ask him that question?
Yes.
And I said, because it has to be as it's presented on the table.
No?
No? Okay.
No. It is not a word. It is a figure. It is not a literal.
Okay.
Literals are the ones that need to be represented the way they are written in the table. It is not a literal. It is a figure. It is a data type called either integer or float or whatever. Now with these ones is so the query here is saying that the what we are looking for should be greater than this. So it doesn't matter whether this is in the table or not. So long as what we are looking for is greater than this figure, it makes sense to the system. Do you get that? So long as what we are looking for is greater than this, it makes sense to the system. So yes, I really like that figure you chose. But when, can I ask you, why did you choose that figure?
Because it was I couldn't see the figures on the tables. I just chose a figure I know.
Okay.
I wanted to see what was up.
Now you see the meaning that it makes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense actually. It's a very good thing you did there. Right. I'm not sure we can.
Sorry, Godwin.
Yep.
Can we change this to equals to and let's see the result it will produce?
Oh yeah. Where sales amount is equal to.
Yes.
Okay, watch how many rows do we have? 49. Okay. Let's see. That's a good one too.
Is it like
but you know what?
Expected.
Let's do something first.
how they lose his answer?
Let's do something first, okay? Let's just confirm that that figure is not in the table, okay? Okay. So let me take these ones out. Let me take this one out first. Let's just confirm that this is not in the table. If it is in the table, fair enough. Nothing wrong with that. So now we see that it's not in the table, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you want us to see if what we would get. So what do you think the result will be dependent on, given this bit is not there? And the reason is because we are strictly using, because of the equality sign. So here we are saying that it must necessarily be equal to that.
Exactly.
Right? But, okay, yeah, let's see what would happen.
In the end, I told her to leave. I just wish.
So why is this not producing anything? And what do you think we can do to see whether something will be produced or not?
We can do two things. One, okay. First of all, it didn't work because the exact figure, what I think it was Catherine, what she was saying, this is where it's important, the exact figure.
No, not at all. Not at all. That assertion doesn't hold at all. So that assertion holds only for literals, for words.
No, we're saying here a product equals 346, where the sales amount equals 3399. Now we need a correct sales amount because with 3399 it doesn't exist, so it will not work. This will be exactly what we get.
So why exactly does this statement here not work?
Because there is no 3399. The exact amount 3399. And we've asked for equals to.
Okay. Any other explanation?
I'm thinking product key equals to 346 is dependent on sales amount equals 399.
No, not at all. Okay, let's do something. Let's do something else, and then
if we change it to 3399.99, it'll work.
Exactly, I know it would work. Yes, it would work. It would work. But what about if we do this?
Well, we'll get all the product keys that are 346.
Exactly.
The other ones still wouldn't work because
exactly.
Told it to proceed.
So my question was, and the answer I was expecting was that this output, the output for this query is dependent on both this being true and that being true.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? It is only when both are true that this would work. But assuming we had that, that's why I shouldn't have brought, because we would treat this as a separate thing. In this particular instance, it is true that there are sales amounts greater than this value. True or false?
True.
True. So this part is true, and that part is true. And that is why it worked. So both attributes are true. So when you use the word and, both things being compared need to be true. Right?
Yeah.
But when you use or, it is dependent on either one of them being true, not necessarily both being true. So this would work perfectly fine. This would work fine, right? But and that would also work, but that would not work because this bit here is not true. Okay. Any questions? Any other questions? I don't think we would have time to do the next bit. But like I said, the work loss alone we will need like 2 lessons. So it's good we've even started and we've done something today under the work loss. So hopefully we might finish range, set membership. Pattern match takes a long time. Pattern match will take a little bit of time. Range and set membership are quite short shots. We might be able to finish the rest in another lesson. In the next lesson. So I don't think I want to start anything new. But if you have any questions, you can ask.